Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News, an Indian perspective on All India Radio. This is Nishit Kumar bringing glimpses of major developments of the day from across the globe. The headlines. Joe Biden urges for calm as US election results goes down to the wire. India successfully launches the latest Earth observation satellite EOS-01 with an international payload. Ethiopian government bombs Tigray region in an escalation of conflict. EU-UK trade talks to continue next week in London despite significant differences, and in tennis, Daniil Medvedev enters the Paris Masters final. The Associated Press and CNN have called the US election in favor of Joe Biden. Mr. Biden has said that voting numbers tell a clear and convincing story that Democrats are going to win the presidential race. In his address to the nation, he said that people have given the mandate to the Democratic Party to take action on COVID, economy, climate change and systemic racism. Mr. Biden urged for calm, asked people to let the process take its course as the votes are still being counted. Republican candidate Donald Trump has filed legal suits against the process in the states of Pennsylvania, Nevada and Arizona, among others. Meanwhile, a U.S. Supreme Court justice has denied a request by Pennsylvania's Republicans yesterday to immediately halt the counting of ballots arriving after Election Day, referring the case to the full court to consider today. U.S. Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito issued an order yesterday directing Pennsylvania officials to continue keeping the late arriving ballots separate. This is in line with a decision already made by the state's top election officials, Kathy Boockver, who told they were unlikely to be affected the outcome in any case. In the 538-member Electoral College, a candidate needs to secure at least 270 electoral votes to be declared as the presidential elect. New Delhi today said that India-US relations rest on strong foundations and the relation encompass cooperation in every possible sphere. It extends from strategic to defense to investment to trade to people-to-people ties. Replying to questions on impact of US presidential outcome on the Indo-US ties, MEA spokesperson Anurag Srivastava said the comprehensive global strategic partnership has a very strong bipartisan support in the US. The successive presidents and administrations have raised the level of the relationship even higher. India's workhorse rocket PSLV C-49 has successfully launched India's latest Earth observation satellite EOS-01 and placed it into the intended orbit this afternoon. In a copybook-style mission, the launch vehicle also put 9 other customer satellites into space. These include 4 satellites each from the US and Luxembourg and 1 from Lithuania. The Indian Space Research Organization Chief Dr. K. Sivan congratulated the scientists, engineers and technicians involved in the mission. He called it a celebration ahead of Deepavali. Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi congratulated ISRO and India's space industry for the successful launch of PSLV C-49 EOS-01 mission today. He tweeted that in the time of COVID-19, our scientists overcame many constraints to meet the deadline. Ethiopian jets bombed the Tigray region on Friday. It comes in the wake of warning by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed that more airstrikes are in the offing following reports that Tigrayan forces had seized control of the federal military sites and weapons. In a televised speech on Friday evening, the Prime Minister asked civilians in the northern region to not gather outside as strikes would continue. Ethiopia's federal parliament on Saturday approved the formation of an interim government for the Tigray region. President of the EU Commission Ursula von der Leyen on Saturday said that talks with Britain would continue in London next week. She said EU has taken stock of the negotiations with UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. She added that some progress has been made, but large differences remain, especially on the level playing field and fisheries. This is All India Radio giving you the world news. The External Affairs Minister of India, Dr. S. Jaishankar, on Friday addressed a symposium of leading think tanks on the topic India and Argentina in the New World Order. In his address, the minister commended the recent formation of an India-Argentina Business Council in Buenos Aires. He said Argentina was the only country in the region to issue a special declaration to fight terrorism with India in 2019.
Our ties are based on common principles and values of democracy, freedom and rule of law, and respect for territorial integrity, as well as a shared openness to new thoughts and ideas. Over the 7 decades of our cooperation, there has been an increasing awareness of our similarities as well as the need to engage more deeply. Argentina can truly be an important partner for India with its abundant agricultural production, reserves of strategic minerals, large energy resources, and growing innovation.
Indian High Commission and posts in Bangladesh is in close contact with local authorities in Bangladesh regarding incidents of violence against the minority community in Bangladesh. The official spokesperson of the ministry, Mr. Anurag Shrivastava, told media persons in New Delhi that authorities have taken this incident and all other incidents relating to efforts to stoke social and communal tensions very seriously. Bangladesh law enforcement authorities are investigating the incident and continue to remain vigilant to prevent any untoward disturbance. A large gathering of protesters comprising of various minority groups held a demonstration in Dhaka on Saturday against the human rights violations of minorities in the country. The minority organizations demanded the implementation of their 7-point charter of demands, including the enactment of the Minority Protection Law. The demands include reservation of 20% seats for minorities and appointment of minorities at all the levels of administration. As the global economy looks to emerge from the pandemic-induced slowdown, the recovery of the MSME sector would be a key driver. In this context, the crisis of the pandemic can be turned into an opportunity as businesses build back better. In an exclusive interview with All India Radio News, head of the United Nations Industrial Development Organization UNIDO regional office in India, Reni von Barkel has shared his insights on building back business from the crisis BCC model.
B3C is built on applying common management and production engineering knowledge to the challenges faced by MSMEs in the return to normalcy after the lockdown. So it applies on where to plan, which products to take up, how to recover manufacturing operations, and how to diversify using core competencies.
Now let us take a look at the coronavirus updates. According to WHO data, the number of infected cases has crossed 48.78 million worldwide. The United Kingdom has prohibited travel from Denmark starting Saturday following an outbreak of a new coronavirus strain at Danish Mink farms. In India, the COVID recovery rate has improved to 92.41%. The actual caseload is 6.11% of the total positive cases. India's Vidisha Maitra was elected to UN Body Advisory Committee on Administrative and Budgetary Questions Body ACABQ with strong support of the member states. India's permanent representative to the UN, Ambassador T.S. Tirumurthy, expressed gratitude to the member states and affirmed that India takes the responsibility very seriously. And now news from the world of sports. In tennis, Daniil Medvedev beats Milos Raonic to enter the Paris Masters finals and the finals of the Paris Masters. He awaits the winner of the match between Rafael Nadal and Alexander Zverev in the finals. And in football, Borussia Dortmund will face off against Bayern Munich in an eagerly anticipated German Bundesliga encounter shortly. India is celebrating the 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Before we end, let us listen to Vaishnava Jan by artists from Morocco.
वैष्णव जाना तो तेनी कहिए छे बीज पाराई जानी रे पर झुके उपकार करे तो ये मानन अभिमान नारी रे.
And with that, we end this bulletin. See you at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.